Hi parents, I'm Evan Ziegler, one of the music teachers here at Vineyards Elementary. As you know from your recent recorder purchase, your kids are going to be learning to play the recorder in music class for the next few weeks. So I'd like to teach you what they're learning in class so that when they're home practicing, you can better help them play the recorder. So the first thing the kids are going to learn is how to blow properly into their instrument. The number one rule is to play with warm, soft air and not cold, fast air. So the thing we do in class to help the kids see the difference is to hold their hand in front of their mouth like this and blow so that they're feeling warm air on their hand. If it feels cold, if they're blowing too fast, that will give you the wrong sound. For example, here is the proper sound on the recorder. If they were to blow too fast, they will get this squeaky sound, which, believe me, is not anything pleasing. So when they're practicing in their room at night, I'm sure you'd rather hear the soft sound and not the squeaky sound. Next, they also need to know how to hold the recorder properly in their mouth. It should be at about a 45-degree angle coming out. So, not straight out, not straight down, right at an angle. And their heads still look straight ahead. Be sure their necks are not tucked down like this. Next, they need to know how to hold the recorder. Now, it is very important that the left hand is on top and the right hand is on the bottom. This same position transfers if they ever play, say, the clarinet, same position. Saxophone, same position. Flute, same position. Bassoon, same position. Oboe, same position. Left hand is on the top, right hand is on the bottom. Now, since the first notes they're going to play don't really involve the right hand as much, for learning purposes, they can hold it at the bottom with their right hand without covering any holes. That helps them support the instrument as they're beginning. With the left hand, the thumb is used to play the hole in the back, and then their first finger lines up with the first hole, second finger on the second hole, and third finger on the third hole. Before your kids play their notes, let me give you two more pointers to help them be successful on the recorder. First, as you can see by this picture, you must use the flat part of your fingers to cover the holes, the flat, fleshy part of your fingerprint to seal the hole so no air leaks out. Do not use the fingertips, use the flat part of your finger. A good test to see that you are pressing down on the holes the correct way is when you remove your fingers, you should see imprints of the circles on your fingers. So if you see a complete circle, you know you're sealing the hole and no air is leaking out. If you don't see a circle, you're not pressing down hard enough, or if you see an incomplete circle, you're probably not using the flat part of your finger to cover the hole. Now the first notes they're going to learn are the note B. B is thumb on the back, first finger on the first hole. It should sound like this. Now, in addition to playing the note B, your child also has to identify the note B on a musical staff. So the graphic you see here is what we call a fingering chart. It has lots of information. In the upper left corner, you see the note B, or the letter B, which is the note we're working on. Underneath that is a diagram of the recorder. The colored in circles represent holes that you cover with your fingers. So the hole off to the left is your thumb hole. The first hole on the top is covered by the first finger of your left hand. In addition, we also see a keyboard on the top that shows where that note is on the keyboard, as well as on the musical staff. So the 5 lines and 4 spaces you see represent the musical staff, and in the middle on the third line is the note B. So anytime a student sees a note where the round part is on that third line, it is always the note B, played with the fingering of the thumb and the first finger of the left hand. The second note they will learn is still your thumb on the back, first finger on the first hole, but now add your second finger on the second hole. That is the note A. Now, this graphic is obviously for the next note A, denoted by the A in the upper left-hand corner. As you can see by the picture of the recorder there on the left, we now have the thumb hole covered and the first and second holes covered by those first 2 fingers of the left hand. We also once again see the A on the keyboard and the most important part, that 5-line staff. This time it shows the note on the second space up from the bottom. That second space is always the note A, played with the thumb and the first 2 fingers of the left hand. And the third note they will learn, still with their thumb on the back, First finger, second finger, now add the third finger on the third hole. That is the note G. And we now come to our last note today, the note G. The thumb hole is covered. The first, second, and third holes are covered by the first three fingers of the left hand. And look at the G on the staff. That note is now on the second line up from the bottom. The second line up is always the note G. If they can play those three notes and sound like they're not squeaking, your kids are successful. So I hope this video helped you guys a little bit. Stay tuned in the future. There will be more videos to go over each song that the kids learn for their belts on the bottom of the recorder. Thank you very much. Have a good night.